Let's start off with a brief moment on a fight that happened last night. Christian Hamer versus Michael Sprott. Christian Hamer, formerly relatively highly ranked heavyweight. If we're honest, probably best known at this stage due to his defeats to Tyson Fury, due to his defeats against Marius Wok, etc. He fought Michael Sprott in what was quite a sad fight to watch, actually. And Christian Hamer won by first round knockout, which adds to a string of first round knockouts that Michael Sprott has suffered recently. Cali Meehan, Erkan Tepa, Anthony Joshua, may even be Adrian Granat who KO'd him in one round. So Michael Sprott is a guy who, for me, was formerly a very, very good fighter. And to be honest, a peak Michael Sprott versus a peak Christian Hamer, I think Michael Sprott would have way too much for Christian Hamer. I remember watching Michael Sprott even 3 or 4 years ago going the distance with Robert Helenius and causing Helenius, real bother in that fight and winning 3 or 4 rounds out of that fight, in my opinion. In a 10-round matchup and making it quite competitive. But to be honest, that Michael Sprott has been and gone now. The punch distance has been knocked out of him. There's been too many first-round knockouts. You see him on TV or you meet him in person, his speech is slurred. His reaction seems to have slowed, and you wonder if it's too late for him to avoid permanent health damage at this stage. Maybe he's already taken one punch too much. But what I can say is Michael Sprott, genuinely one of the nicest guys in boxing, and I hope that he does finally quit after this loss to Christian Hamer. Christian Hamer, maybe a top 50 heavyweight, but I really don't rate him as anything special. Smaller guy, doesn't punch very, very hard. And he was literally beating Michael Sprott across the ring yesterday. Sad to watch. Not a good knockout. And hopefully that is the last time Sprott fights. So I doubt it is. But there we are. First round knockout for Christian Hamer, who goes on. Fight lasted 90 seconds. Not a very entertaining fight to watch, unfortunately. Second bit of heavyweight news, just for you briefly, is that Nagy Aguilera has pulled out of the Hughie Fury fight, which is yet another opponent to be announced as Hughie's opponent and not make it to the fight. Nagy Aguilera claiming a knee injury. There's a lot of people online saying he's faking it, etc. But Nagy Aguilera is a tough journeyman. He's a guy who's lost multiple times. He's not defending an unbeaten record. He's not got title ambitions of his own. He's been in with bigger punchers, scarier men than Hughie Fury, I think. I don't legitimately see him pulling out of this fight because he's scared of Hughie Fury. He's proven himself time and time again that he's a tough man and that he'll go for a war against an undefeated heavyweight. So, I don't really buy into that. This is boxing. This is a sport that involves punching another man in the face, trying to render them unconscious. It's understandable that in training for these big fights, sometimes people do get injured. Hughie's had a terrible run of it, though. He's had opponent after opponent after opponent pull out. It must be very, very hard for him, hard for his camp. A new opponent has been signed. It hasn't been announced yet. Obviously, this opponent is now on, 7 days' notice? 6 days' notice? It's not going to be a world beater. It's not going to be a top 10 fighter. If we're honest, it's unlikely to be a top 50 fighter. So it's disappointment for Hughie. He's only 21. He doesn't need to rush. But, it's not good. Hopefully the new Frank Warren deal fighting on Box Nation, we'll see him in some 10-rounders. We'll see him against some better level of opposition. And I know he's planning to fight late April on a Frank Warren card. I think we should be hearing an announcement for that soon. We have to write off next week's fight. Let's hear an announcement with a decent name for that fight. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on Michael Sprott. Let me know your thoughts on Hughie Fury. Does anyone fancy Christian Hamer in the heavyweight division after that? Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this, hit the thumbs up. Do subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, guys.